All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some really fascinating source material from the architecture of longevity.
Hmm.
And the mission here, is to get past the usual chatter about diets. It's about this really profound connection the research uncovers. The idea that what you eat today isn't just managing your weight, it's actually, well, it's architecting how you think, how steady your energy feels, and how your body ages.
It is. And what's so interesting is that the sources suggest the quietest truth is often the most powerful one. They kind of bypass all the fleeting trends to focus on consistent, deliberate choices. And that matters immediately because, your brain is only about 2% of your body mass,
Right.
but it uses up to 20% of your daily calories. So even small changes in your fuel quality have this huge impact on your focus.
Okay, so that really sets the stakes right away. If the source material is right, how does that one small decision, like what I have for breakfast, how does that actually impact my brain's operating system?
Well, it starts with the type of fuel. Your brain runs on a very specific cocktail of glucose, fats, vitamins, and minerals. If you flood the system with, say, a lot of simple sugar, you get that huge energy spike.
The sugar high.
Exactly. But because your body has to process it so fast, the crash that follows is almost guaranteed. And that just robs you of your focus.
And when you mention those spikes and crashes, the sources seem to be pointing a very clear finger at ultra-processed foods. Can we break that down? What do they mean by that precisely?
Absolutely. When the sources say ultra-processed, they mean foods with ingredients you wouldn't just find in a home kitchen. They're designed to be, hyper-palatable, long shelf life. And the contrast is just so stark. A meal from whole foods, vegetables, fruits, nuts, it doesn't just give you slow-release energy. It delivers the fatty acids you need for your cell membranes, which is key for how your brain sends signals. It's all about stability.
That makes perfect sense for, getting through a workday with sharp focus. But I'm always a little skeptical when advice sounds this simple. Does this idea hold up when you look at the long-term longevity research?
It's not just that it holds up, it's the central pillar of it all. I mean, you look across all the credible longevity studies, and this one pattern just shows up again and again. It's undeniable.
And that pattern is.
Diets that are higher in fiber, plants, and healthy fats. They're consistently linked to a drastically lower risk of heart disease, diabetes, and this is the key part, cognitive decline.
Can you give us an example? How much of a difference does that actually make?
It mirrors the Blue Zone's research perfectly.
Mm.
The document points out that in these areas known for extreme longevity, fiber intake is often 3, even 4 times higher than the Western average. Fiber is the unsung hero. It stabilizes that blood sugar we just talked about. So that small daily choice quietly compounds into decades of better health.
Okay, so the science is there, deliberate choices matter. So
Yep.
let's talk about the source's solution. They frame it as an anti-secret, which I love. What is that about?
I think it's revolutionary because it's so simple. It strips away all the complexity, no detoxes, no crazy restrictions. It's really about this crucial shift in mindset. The goal is not to eat perfectly. The goal is to eat deliberately. It gives you permission to fail as long as you maintain that core intention.
I really like that shift in mindset. So what are the 3 simple habits they landed on, the practical application of this?
They are deceptively simple. First, eat more foods that look like they came from nature, just less processing. Second, eat slowly. This helps with absorbing nutrients and, listening to your body's satiety signals.
Hmm.
And third, eat consistently. Stability in your timing creates stability in your energy.
Wow. That really boils the entire architecture down to 3 actionable things.
At the end of the day, longevity isn't built by some heroic short-term effort. It's not about deprivation. It's built from those small, mindful choices, just repeated daily. The value here for you is understanding that even just one of these habits quietly shapes a longer, healthier, more focused tomorrow.
Since we know this isn't about perfection, but being deliberate, here's a final thought. If just one of those 3 simple habits, eating slowly, eating consistently, or eating closer to nature, were your focus this week, which one would give you the most immediate, noticeable improvement in that sharp, steady focus the sources promise? That's your leverage point.